Hey guys, my name is Natasha and welcome to Homestead by Chance. This week, I'm going to be trying something entirely new. I am going to be making kombucha for the very first time. Now, if you don't know what that is, don't worry, I'm fairly new to this as well. But kombucha is that drink that, everybody's talking about, right? And if you haven't heard somebody talk about it, well, you're going to hear about it today. So it is your fermented drink that is your probiotic. So that is for your gut health, right? Because everybody's supposed to be taking a probiotic, right? So this is a naturally fermented drink that is going to provide that probiotic for you. Now, if you take a probiotic, that's fantastic, right? So if you're taking a pill and you want to become a little more self-sufficient, so if you're just taking something where, you go and buy something, here is a really great and supposedly easy way to provide that probiotic for yourself and a better probiotic probably. So we're going to go through that process this week and you're going to follow me. For the very first time, I'll be making my kombucha. And today I am starting ferment number 1. Now actually I started it yesterday, because you're supposed to boil the tea and the sugar and then let it sit overnight and cool. And, you're boiling tea bags in water with sugar. So I didn't think you guys really wanted to see that. So I have that here in my very large jar. I either had a 2-gallon jar or a half-gallon jar. And you're supposed to do a gallon for your tea to start with. So I've got it in my drink dispenser jar because it's just going to be sitting for a couple of days. So I had a friend who makes kombucha, and she came over and she brought me my scoby right here in the jar, and she explained to me how to do it. So we're going to do this together, right? And I'm going to film the various steps, and we're going to see how it turns out. And hopefully at the end of this, I will have 4 quart jars, 4 different flavors. So I've already gotten the request to do, let's see, an apple cinnamon, and I think I'm going to do a peach blueberry and cranberry, maybe cranberry orange, and I'm not sure what the 4th one's going to be yet, so maybe that'll be a surprise at the end. So I have my notes written here on how to do it. It's pretty basic. It's basically do something and then wait, all right? So last night I boiled the tea and I let it cool overnight. So that was 1 gallon of water, dechlorinated, okay? You can do that, any water, your tap water, just let it sit for 24 hours open and the chlorine will dissipate. You can also get it out of like your refrigerator filtered water. So 1 gallon of dechlorinated water, 1 cup of sugar, not honey, okay? They need regular white sugar, and 5 or 6 tea bags. And my friend highly recommended using organic green tea, which I happen to have. Other reading that I have done said to use black tea, but there are 1,682 ways to do something, and so since she is successful, I'm going to go with the way that she told me to do that. So today, I'm going to be adding my scoby. I'm going to stir it in, and then it's going to sit for 4 days. And we'll be back after 4 days, and we'll do a taste test, and we'll see if it's where it needs to be. And it's kind of hard to explain what it should taste like. It shouldn't be vinegary like an apple cider vinegar, right? But it should have that bite to it, okay? So when we get there, we'll talk about that. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and add the scoby and 1 cup of the tea from a previous ferment, okay? So when this is finished after 4 days, then I will remove a cup of tea and the scoby, and then it'll sit, it'll be ready for the next time I want to use it. All right, so if you've never seen one of these, it's weird. It's this tan color. It's very large. So you can see it's just this large cylinder. And you do want to make sure you wash your hands before you touch this, because this is a living organism, okay? And so you could potentially kill it if you have yucky stuff on your hands, all right? So this is going to go in, and she said that it will form basically another one on top of it, okay? And then I'm going to take the tea, the liquid that it was in, I'm going to pour that in there, okay? Give my hands a quick rinse and stir. And since I've got a large jar with lots of room, I'm just going to give it a swish, and the SCOBY is going to do its thing. I'm going to cover this with a cloth, rubber band, keep out dust and bugs and other unwanted things. And in about 4 days, I will give it a taste test, and we will see where we are. So, all right, thank you for joining me on this journey. Talk to you in a couple of days. This is day 2. I don't know if you can see this. It's just very slight, but it looks like the SCOBY is sort of peeling apart. It's hard to get it focused, actually. It looks like it's peeling apart. Now, my friend said that it would actually create a new SCOBY, another layer. So I'm wondering if this is what's happened. I just didn't expect to see it as early as day 2. So we'll look at it again tomorrow. Day 3, I turned off the lights in the kitchen because I thought I might be able to see things a little bit better. It looks like the SCOBY is continuing to either separate or grow, but it does look a little bit bigger today, so we will keep going and find out. Technically today is day 4, but I kind of started this late in the day on day 1, so I'm going to wait until tomorrow to test it, which is absolutely fine. You can see, this looks really good, you can see the SCOBY separating, growing, whatever it's supposed to be doing. So it looks really good, so I'm happy about that. So 1 more day to go until I taste it. We've made it to the end of the first stage of fermentation. Technically, I guess you could say I'm on day 5, but I didn't start the first stage until late in the day on the first day, so I gave it a little bit of extra time. So what we're going to do now, we're going to give it a taste. Okay. Oh, hey. Now this is something I didn't notice because I wasn't taking the top off and all those things. I didn't notice that there is a SCOBY forming on the top. Okay. I kept thinking that the new SCOBY was down here at the bottom, kind of peeling away from the old one, but there's actually another one here at the top, so that's really cool. All right, so it smells vinegary, but not like, like, oh, that's vinegar, it's really strong. So it's just very, very light, kind of like, well, an alcoholic beverage light, okay? So that's what we're sort of working towards, right? Except we're just getting to that fizzy point. So yeah, I think it smells like I think it should smell. So now we're going to taste it. You don't want to use metal, okay, because it can interact with the SCOBY. It's a living organism. You don't want to kill it. So I got a little plastic cup. So I'm just going to reach in here. I'm just going to get a little bit. Again, it smells just right. Like, I don't know why I doubted myself, but it smells just like I think it should smell. So we're going to give a little taste. That's actually surprisingly sweet because, the organisms eat all the sugar that you put in there. But it's like almost like a sweet vinegar, apple cider vinegar. I don't know how to describe it, but it's actually very pleasant. It doesn't have the fizziness yet because we haven't gotten to that stage. That's what we're doing next. So I think this tastes really good, actually. So I got a little bit of my probiotic for the day. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to remove the SCOBY and about 1 cup of the tea so that I can make another one later on, right? Okay. So I'm going to reach in here. Ooh, this new SCOBY, look at this. It's like almost like a jellyfish. It's so light. And yes, I did wash my hands, just so you know. So there's my little baby SCOBY. I'm going to put that in there. Go on in. We're going to get the bigger one down in here. It really does look like I think it's got another one growing off of it. So that's really interesting. So here's this one. Put that guy in there. And then I'm just gonna fill this jar. This was the jar that my friend brought it to me in. So I'm gonna fill this up. About a cup. There we go. And that will be for another time. All right. Okay, so now what we do is we choose our flavors. And I have 4 flavors picked out. And I went upstairs and I got 4 just random mayonnaise jars, so I've got those. So I'm going to do a cherry kombucha, a peach blueberry kombucha, a mango kombucha, because my son likes mango, and then an apple cinnamon kombucha for my husband. So I think these are going to be fun. Quite a range of flavor profiles here. I'm going to estimate the cherry is going to be the strongest, but I have a feeling the blueberry peach is going to be our favorite, so we'll see. So I'm going to get all of this stuff processed, and then we'll come back and start the next fermentation phase. Phase. You knew that. All right, everything is processed, as you can see here, and we're all ready to put the tea inside. So I have my blueberry peach, my cherry, mango, and apple cinnamon. Basically what I did is I just put the stuff in the blender and pureed it, right? I'll strain it out later, okay? So my friend suggested to put a little piece of candied ginger in each of the jars. I didn't have time to go and buy candied ginger because I have to go to an Amish store that's kind of far away. But I do have dehydrated ginger, and I do have sugar. So what I'm going to do is put a little piece of dehydrated ginger in each of these. Not too big, because I don't want it to be an overwhelming flavor. So I got a little piece in there. And then I'm just going to take maybe not even a teaspoon. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle. We'll call it a little bit more than a pinch, because there are natural sugars in there, but we want to give that our scoby or our tea a little more to eat, okay? All right, so everything is in the jars and ready to go. So I got my directions right here. So this is our second fermentation, okay? I took out my scoby and a cup of tea, so it's ready to go for the next time. I have my mashed fruit, or pureed fruit, in this instance. And in the blueberry peach, I put a couple of whole blueberries because I just thought it would look neat. Same thing with the cherries. I put some whole cherries in there. Pitted cherries. All right, so now all we're going to do is fill the jars up and put a lid on, put them someplace cool and dark, which will be the herb cabinet in my bedroom, because that's where I keep everything. And then after 2 days, so in case you didn't notice, this is a drink dispenser pitcher, because the first ferment, it's just, there's just cloth on top, right? So this is the great thing. Now I can just fill my jars from here. So this is the second ferment, and this is what's going to make it a little bit fizzy, okay? And the second ferment is 2 days, maybe 3, something like that. So that's really great. So it's short. I'm not going to quite top it off yet. I'm just going to see what it looks like here as I do each of these. I'm going to give a little stir, give everything a mix. I'm really excited about this. So we went and picked some pine needles today to do a different kind of pine needle drink. And I thought, I was like, I need to do a pine needle kombucha. See what that tastes like. We love to drink pine needle tea with ginger honey. So I thought, I need to do pine needle and ginger kombucha. All right, good. Because this is a gallon that I have in here. So I should have plenty, because those are quart jars. This one's a little bit bigger. These are just sort of random jars. If you're anything like me, every jar is a keeper, no matter what. even if it's missing a lid, because you can always make vinegar in it because it doesn't need a lid. So I think I went a little overboard on the blueberry peach. So, all right, so I'm going to get these topped off. All right, what do you think? I need to remember to label them. That's important, by the way. Make sure these all get labeled. All right, so I know these are going to get fizzy, so I probably want to leave a little bit of headspace just in case. And I've got my lids here. Go ahead and put that on. I'll top off the others. Everybody will get a wipe down and a label, and away they shall go. And in about 2 days, we'll do a taste test. This is Friday afternoon, so Sunday afternoon. Now, here's the important thing. Don't forget about them. You want to make sure that you're burping them as often as possible, right? Because they will explode. And if I'm putting them in my cabinet, my herb cabinet in the bedroom, I don't want them to explode all over the place. So, first thing when I get up in the morning, throughout the day, and the very last thing I do before I go to bed at night. But luckily it's only 2 days. So I'm really excited, and we're going to see what these taste like in a couple of days. All right, I'll let you know.
Welcome back to Homestead by Chance.
Thank you, kiddo. All right, for you guys, it's been only a few seconds, but for us, it's been over a week. So we're going to finish up our kombucha today.
Yeah, it's been over a week.
I wanted to give it more carbonation time. You might notice that one of the jars is different. The blueberry peach jar was not a standard mason lid, so it was actually leaking. So the carbonation was dissipating. So I had to find a different jar, and then there was a little bit left, and I put it in a pint. So I've been using the pint as the tester to see when to finish these up.
Did you have to burp when it was leaking?
Well, I didn't have to burp it because it was leaking, so it was burping itself. And that's not what I wanted to happen. Yeah, for the whole time. Yeah, so, but now you can see, or we can see, I don't know if you can, but there's lots of bubbles in there. So it looks like it's well carbonated, and the lids, I don't know if you can see that these are all pushed up.
Yeah.
This is a standard ring with a flat, but these are one-piece lids, and they are
tight.
Definitely pushing up. So
We're gonna have to burp these.
So we're gonna start. We're gonna open them. We're gonna strain them. We're gonna taste them. And I've got some clean jars. We're gonna transfer them to clean jars, and then they'll go in the refrigerator from there. For straining, there's nothing fancy at all. I just have a colander, and I have a 4-cup measuring cup, only because it's got the pour spout, and it'll just be easier. And then I've just got a kitchen cloth here, and that's just gonna strain it. All right, so which one should we do first? Mango, cherry, apple cinnamon, or blueberry peach? Which one? Mango?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you've been wanting to try the mango. Yep.
I just randomly picked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hopefully this doesn't fizz all over the place. Hopefully I can get the lid off. Oh, there we go. Okay. It had a little, to it, so that's good. All right.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
already
it's pushed the mango all the way up to the top because of the carbonation. Look at the bubbles. It's bubbling.
Yeah, it's good. It's
All right.
rising.
Smells good. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
you can smell it. You
So
can't smell
look
it.
at this. Look, the mango is rising because of the carbonation in the kombucha. It's actually pushing the little mango pieces up. So we're gonna dump this out. Ooh, it's fizzy. It's exactly what we want. We want it to be fizzy.
It's spilling. It's spilling.
Yep. I spilled a whole bunch.
Yeah, that's probably the wrong type of powder
Okay.
to use.
Okay, we're gonna have to find a different colander.
Yeah,
This
we used the
it
wrong
just
thing.
went all over the place. Oh my word. Okay.
Clean the island?
So the island is clean. Yes.
Good.
So
Can I lick it off?
No, you cannot lick it off. All right. So we'll get this strained, and then we will attempt a different setup. So it goes, right? a learning experience. I'm going to dump the rest of this in there.
And get mango
Mango kombucha.
everywhere.
Everywhere, it's all over the island. So
Only I can
just
see that.
gonna
I guess I'll watch the
squeeze
video.
this out. Yes, you can watch the video later.
Just so I can
There's
see
a
it.
lot of liquid in here, so I want to make sure I get it. So
Oh,
this is
it
a 4
smells
cup
so
or a
good.
1 quart measuring cup. So I should get just under a quart, you know,
Should I
because
get
it had
a
fruit
towel?
in it. Nope, it's fine.
This is starting.
Yeah, I know.
It's about,
I'm watching it.
it's about to go off the iron.
So I'm trying to get as much of this. And it's coming for me. So I'm not being like gentle about this. I'm
Oh no.
squeezing the heck out of this so that I can get all of the nice yummy liquid.
I really don't want kombucha on the ground.
Okay.
It's going to take
So
forever to
I'm
clean
gonna
it.
do this.
It's coming for you.
All right.
It's going to eat you.
This is why you always have a wiping rag somewhere off to the side. Now, we're going to attempt to save as much of this as possible. And I think I need something. Water. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, that works.
So here we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm saving it. I have saved
And
the
it's going
kombucha.
on the ground.
Well, it's not perfect.
Yeah. I hope our island is
There we go.
stained with mango.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna pour actually my little here's a little tasting cup. This was the flavor you wanted.
Yep, mango.
So there you go. Give that a taste.
Ooh.
And we will clean up the floor later. Good?
It doesn't have too much fizz.
Yeah, it should have just a little bit of fizz. Yeah, because I didn't want like, you know, a full-on Coke. You know what I mean? We just wanted a simple.
I mean, it wasn't as fizzy as last time.
Well, the only one we tried was the blueberry peach.
Well, it's
So-
not as fizzy as
Okay.
that one.
All right. So basically,
Okay.
I'm just gonna just gonna pour it right back in. There we go. And here's the lid that said mango. There's that. Give this a try. I'm not a big fan of mango, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
It was mostly for me, but
It's actually pretty good,
thank you.
considering I'm not a big fan of mango, so it's good. All right. I have extra jars back here just in case. All right, so let's try this again.
Except get a different bowl.
I'm gonna get a different colander
This one's not gonna work.
and
This
see if
one's
this
gonna
works a
go
little better.
everywhere.
Well, we're just gonna take it. We'll take it slow this time. So that can go in there.
We need to clean up.
Yes. Okay. So what I'll do with this, I'll take
Yum.
this guy that I pulled out earlier. I don't want to waste anything, right? So some of you are like, what can you do with that? I was like, well, I'm gonna give it to the chickens. Okay.
Yeah, if you have
Yes,
chickens,
yeah.
if you have a pig, you can probably give it to
Because I don't want to waste anything, and it'll be great for them. They'll love that. And then of course all of these other scraps go in there too. So.
That's our chickens are our garbage disposal. So
They are little garbage disposals. People think that, oh, you know, goats can eat anything. Actually, goats are really picky and finicky, and there's all kinds of stuff you can't feed them. It's chickens that you can really just about feed anything to. So I'm just going to rinse this real quick. Since this is just for my family, I'm not worried about, you know, like straining all in the same stuff, you know, because it's just for us. And so I'll just get this rinsed a little bit, and I'll use it again.
we're gonna get a lot
Alright.
of probiotics today.
A lot of probiotics, yep. So in our herbal class, we're actually studying the digestive system, and we're studying the gut, right? So your gut flora, you need prebiotics and probiotics. So
What's
this
a
is gonna,
prebiotic?
prebiotic is what helps to form the probiotic, or help it be healthy, stuff like that.
So we have prebiotics and
prebiotic
probiotics
and probiotics. So.
inside of the kombucha. So
Well, no, just probiotic. I don't think there's prebiotic in there. So.
But you need the prebiotic to make the probiotic.
Well, they're both good for you. So. All right, we're gonna try this again. All right, so we'll get these strained off, and let's see. How about apple cinnamon? This is for Daddy. Ooh.
Oh, it's going to explode.
Oh my gosh!
It's going to explode. Run!
It did. It just exploded. Wow. So I think there's plenty of fizz in this one.
It's exploding. I ran
Wow.
all the way over there.
Yeah. This one it had like that, you know, that you want it to have, and then there was like a second delay, and then it was like a volcano, and I was like, oh crud.
And I just went zoom.
That's okay. Today can be messy day.
Yeah.
So this is the apple cinnamon. So basically it was just mashed up apples and some cinnamon.
It's still swelling, but not as
And
much.
that was it. Well, I poured a little bit too much in maybe, so.
It's not
So,
swelling.
ooh, it smells good. It smells like an apple pie or
Really?
apple cider. Yeah, can you not smell it? I smell it.
I can't really smell it.
It smells really good. And I actually,
Oh,
I
now
love
I smell it.
I love the smell of cinnamon, but I don't care for the taste of cinnamon. I'm a real weirdo. So I'll let that drain for a moment.
Oh, it does smell like a freaking apple pie drink.
Well, and that's kind of the point, was that it's for Daddy, because he likes apple pie and apple butter. So this was going to be his, this was going to be his kombucha.
But we both
Alright.
were going to have to try it.
No, I'm not going to try it.
Oh.
I don't like cinnamon.
But you
So.
didn't care for mango, but you like
But I kind of like mango, but I don't like cinnamon,
Still try
so
it. You have to
that's
try
okay.
it. You have to try it. It's your video.
That's okay.
I can leave, and
No.
you have to try it.
All right, so this one was a lot easier to squeeze out. That's good. And I didn't make the giant mess. So, yay.
Still big mess, but not
Little
this
mess.
size.
Okay. Excuse me. That was a lot easier to work with. All right, so now I'm going to get this one here. All right, give me the cup.
This entire time I've been trying to get rid of that tiny bit of mango.
There you go. Try that. See what you think.
Try it.
Thank you. And like I said, this will all just go in the fridge, and it'll be ready for us anytime that we want to take it. So when you start
Nothing like cinnamon.
with kombucha, where did I put the mango? There's the mango. When you start, if you've never done anything like this before, you do want to be cautious of how it may affect your body, right? So typically what I've read is that you want to start with like a 2 ounces, which is like, you know, that much of that cup, and you want to do that. And if you're good, then the next day you could do 4, and the next day you could do 6. There are some people that'll drink like a whole thing of this, right? But really, that's a cup like this is all you need. And what I've been doing with the little sample jar that we've been testing with is I've been putting it in my orange juice every morning, you know, so that I don't have to do like the whole separate cup thing and everything. I just go like that into my orange juice, and you know, it's ready to go. So, all right, which one are we gonna do next? Cherry or blueberry peach?
I was really excited for the cherry.
Cherry? Okay.
But
We'll do cherry.
that
Let's save it for last. How about that?
Okay.
You want to save it for last?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save the cherry for last since that's the one you were most excited about. So, give this a quick rinse.
The apple cinnamon does not.
Does not really have cinnamon.
It doesn't really taste.
Well, I didn't want it to be overwhelmed with cinnamon, so I didn't put a ton in.
It smells really good, but it doesn't taste like it.
Okay.
So I think you'll like it.
We'll have to have Daddy try it.
Please try it.
Yeah.
It tastes nothing like cinnamon.
Okay, so next
And
up.
I don't want to drink this. Right
Okay.
now.
All right. Next up, we will do the blueberry peach. Okay. Now this one, because it was in the bottle that was leaking, I don't think it's going to have as much fizz.
It looks like it has
So,
a lot of this.
I mean, it's got fizz. You can see that it has carbonation, but I don't think it's going to have nearly as much as the apple cinnamon that decided to volcano all over the place.
Almond
And I put some whole blueberries in here, so I'm gonna pick them out, and I'm gonna put them back in the strained kombucha. A friend of mine, that's how she does hers, and it's really cute, just to see a couple of blueberries floating in there. One more. I'll give these a rinse, let that strain.
So we need another one of those cups.
Another one? No, I'll just pour it out. It's okay.
I think you'll
Blueberries
like it
back in there.
because it does not taste like syrup.
Okay, let's get this strained. So, blueberry peach. Oh, there's some leakage.
A little bit.
Yeah, not too bad. Not as bad as the last one. There's definitely carbonation though, so it just won't be as strong as the others.
So what was the test flavor again?
What do you mean the test flavor?
It was blueberry peach. Yeah.
Oh, the little pint jar. Yeah, it was blueberry peach. Yeah, because the jar that I had this in, it was a bigger jar, and I was like, oh, I can make more. And I didn't have a lid for the jar, or at least I thought I did. I put on one of these lug lids, a mason lid, and apparently they're not quite the same size. Just barely enough that, like, if I just put something in it and put it in the fridge, you know, it wouldn't be a big deal. But for carbonation, it was not holding the carbonation. So, we'll give the chickens all these scraps. They're going to be so happy, aren't they? Mm-hmm. We have spoiled chickens. Mm-hmm. All right, so you ready to try this one?
After we try this. Oh, I wanted to try it.
Okay.
It tastes nothing
There we go.
like apple
All
cider.
right. I love these cloths. Just kitchen cloth, you know, just a loose weave, and you can strain all of your different stuff in them. And for those of you who are wondering, and you're like, yeah, I see she has other stuff on the countertop. What is going on? So over here, I have apple scrap vinegar, and
It's exploding.
over here, over here, I have a plantain chamomile salve going over there. So,
We also have other cool things like onions growing.
yeah, we're growing onions. We're always doing something.
Yeah, there's a greenhouse out there. We just finished it.
Yeah, we just finished our
2 days ago.
greenhouse. The video on that will be posted soon.
Yep.
Oh, this is making a mess.
I helped a lot.
We did it as a family. So.
It's a family project.
Another spill. A lot of cleaning up to do. All right, blueberry peach.
Don't drink it all.
Oh, I like this one. I think this is my favorite.
This is yours?
Well, yeah, this is the one I made for me. All right. Blueberry peach.
It tastes strange.
It tastes strange. I like it.
That's not me.
Okay, not you? Okay.
Nope.
All right, well, then cherry is the last one, right? That's yours.
Yep, I'm really excited. Now, mango was mine, but I'm really excited for
I'm really excited for the cherry. The
Cherry
cherry
is-
is for all of us. All right, ready?
Don't explode.
Yep.
Yeah, it's exploding.
It's another one. Oh, my word.
Wait, I want to see which one up close.
It's
Try not to
really
block the
going.
view.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying not to block the view. Oh,
Wow.
Whole cherries.
Yeah, I put some whole cherries in there too, so
Give me one. Give me one. I want to
take those cherries out. Okay, here's cherry.
No spillage yet.
If I keep it in the center, it shouldn't be too bad. Looks good. Smells good.
cinnamon extract.
We'll try this. Well, that's really carbonated.
Yeah.
So the apple cinnamon and the cherry were the most carbonated.
Mm.
So, all right. Okay. Give it a try. Very carbonated. That's nice.
Oh.
What? Really carbonated?
Oh, it's so carbonated.
Extra carbonated, huh?
That's almost as carbonated as a sugar Coke.
That's not that carbonated.
To me, it was.
Alright. So anyway, there's
It's
our first batch of kombucha. I think so. A couple of things that I would do differently. In the directions that my friend gave me, she said to let it ferment, let the tea ferment for what was it, 3 to 5 days? I think 3 days, something like that. I think I would let it ferment just a little bit longer, but that's just me, so that it has a little bit more of a vinegar kick to it. I think that means that the bacteria will be more, if that makes sense too. Other than that, I mean, I learned things like make sure the lid actually fits the jar. I probably would not use a flat and a ring again. I would make sure that I used only the one piece, the lug lids. I'm not so sure that this got tight enough to make sure that the carbonation didn't get out. I don't know. We'll have to try it again. But other than that, I would say a success. It's a success. All right. So we'll make some more kombucha in the future. I've got my scoby and I am ready to go. And it's not hard to do. You have to decide, I'm going to do it and I'm going to dedicate the time. A lot of the time is waiting, but you can't go on vacation, right? Something else I would say is I did reading, and my friend was like, you got to burp it several times a day. And then I did some other reading that said, don't burp it, because you're releasing that carbonation that you want in there, which is that, right, the Volcano, right, was a bit much. But as long as it's in jars that are designed to deal with pressure, so obviously canning jars, pressure canning jars. Other than that, I mean, do it the way that you want. If you want more carbonation, don't burp them. If you want less, burp them. There's not really any wrong way to do it. And now we have a really great product that's going to be great for our bodies and our digestive system, right?
Yep.
Good job?
Yep.
All right. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Because the more people that we can show how not to strain kombucha using this colander, right? The more we can reach the world. All right. See you guys next time. Bye.
Hit that notification bell.